Stop clinging, stop holding, stop believing, stop rationalizing, stop justifying, stop everything, stop what you're doing, please. Because what you are doing now in your life is finding reasons why things are like they are. You cannot accept that reality is just what it is, so you have to find some justifications, a story, a plot line in which everything makes sense to you. And unfortunately, religions do that beautifully. They take everything that happens and they justify it by divine intervention or divine plan, more than divine intervention. Because everything is pre-planned by God, and this is what He meant. The only problem is no one can talk in the name of God, and no one can tell you what the plan is. No. When someone tells you this is the plan that God made for you, and this is why things are going the way they are, of course it is true, because the moment things happened the way they happened, this was the plan. But more than that, on top of what is happening, there is the interpretation of why it's happening and what you should do because it's happening. So when you're a spiritual seeker, you tend to just try to cling and hang on to every promise, to every way or sentence or beautiful phrase or beautiful thing that clicks with you, and then you're hooked, and then you give yourself to this way because it looks like it is the right way, this was the plan, and this is why things are happening as they are happening. Of course, you cannot resist reality and what goes on. The only thing is what you do with it. And the over-interpretation and the way people, religions, cults, governments, and establishments, and communication, and television, and everything tries to sell the ideas to you, to get you to think the way the concept is built in their minds. This is the precise moment where you lose your independent thinking and you give away your most valuable possession, your freedom. And this freedom is given to everyone. It is God's gift to ourselves. We gave ourselves the possibility to be free because we encoded or we planted this freedom in a place that no one can take it away from us. It is not planted in our bodies. You cannot take it away, and you can gag a person, but you cannot tell him what to think, tell him what to feel, how to see things. This is private. No AI, no computer, no one can reach this this intimate place which is buried somewhere. If you believe in a body, it's in the mind, it's in the brain, and if you think there is a soul, it's in the soul, but it's not in a place that anyone can control, and the only one who has access to this place is you. Is us. So this is why this freedom, we are born with it. This is our gift to ourselves, and no one can take it away from us. No one, never, no one can take it, our freedom from us. We can give our freedom to something, to someone. Even someone in captivity, and we know that this has happened, can maintain the sense of freedom within himself as long as he feels free, as long as he knows that this prison around him is only a metaphor or only just a matter of the way the circumstances appear to be, but in reality he is free in his mind. The same goes to people who are incarcerated in their bodies, like they have some kind of disease or illness that confines them to a very unmoving body, but their minds are free. And we can also know about people who overcame this disability of the body and the prison of the body, but the freedom of their minds led them to do beautiful things. So freedom is our nature, it's our gift to ourselves, but we tend to give it and relinquish our independence because we want humanity. People want answers, and someone is willing to give them the answers, and the moment you get the answer, it's like the moment you're a wonderful fish. You were just swimming in the beautiful ocean and doing what you want, and the moment you took a bite from this bait, someone hooked you, and this is it for you. Unless you wiggle yourself back into the water, and it's so difficult after you're being hooked. Someone takes you out of the water, and it's hard out of the water, and you don't have. You can't breathe like you're a fish. You can't breathe in the air. This is what happens when you get the answer. This is why answers are so dangerous. This is why you should be careful from anyone who offers you the answer. Never accept the answer from anyone. Questions are healthy. They are like the motor of the car. They keep you going, and you should ask them, and you should get answers from anyone that interests you. You can read and enjoy the answers from Buddhism and from Judaism and from Christianity and from Islam and from other people and from methods. You can hear about the beautiful, beautiful ideas that people share. But you must remember, they are people that have a concept of what is true, what is not. You can try to take all these beautiful ideas and keep driving, never committing to any answer that you are handed. Of course, my words are only a suggestion or a sign on the road, because the freedom, and I like this metaphor and the thing itself of driving. This is why enlightenment or self-realization happened to this character while she was driving, because driving is so important, moving is so important. The sense of controlling your own vehicle, your own body, your own way, and making the decisions yourself. Of course, you can find people you can trust and ask for their advice. But eventually, the thing is, and always is, how do you get to the place that you need to get to? And unless you do the way yourself and trust yourself, you will not reach your full potential, which is enlightenment, which is self-realization. Because you gave your power. You can give your time and your money and your efforts, but you must never give your freedom, your independence. You must never trust blindly anything or anyone. So spiritual seekers and people generally, when the times are hard, like now, there is war in Israel with Iran and with the Gaza Strip, and times are tense, and people try to find the meaning, the greater meaning. Maybe it's the redemption, maybe the Messiah is coming, because there is so many unbelievable things that are happening, and dangerous things, and miracles, and not miracles, and you don't know. People don't know, and so they want to trust someone to tell them a story, and like children, they choose the nicest story. Okay, this is the story about people who suffered so for thousands of years and then came back to its country, and now this is the final war, and after this war God will show itself and all the nations will acknowledge the fact that the Jews are the elected people. This is the story that many people want to embrace because it is a nice story. It gives them a sense of pride of who they are. It's not a true story, of course, because the truth is oneness, and in oneness there cannot be an elected people of the Jews, and there cannot be a Messiah, and the lesson that everything learns from itself, this is not the lesson. It is a lesson in the ability to acknowledge right from wrong, values, what are moral values, what are an opportunity to show abilities in the story, express them. So this is a story, and you want to believe the story, and you want to trust the story, because you need to trust something or someone. You need the answer. Where is my answer? I need the answer. No. No need for an answer. You don't need the answer. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to know until you know. When you know, you know. You know? You know. There are no questions. When the answer appears, it's like the 10, I don't know how many nuclear explosions of suns together. It is so powerful, and you know it. Everything falls into place. The thing itself knows itself. It's beyond description, beyond words. It's the knowing itself, knowing itself, the very value of knowing, the meaning of knowing in the most beautiful way. But until this happens, the knowing itself lands on the character and frees it. Until it happens, it's okay not to know. And it's okay not to get answers from anyone. You can toy with the answers, you can enjoy them, you can reflect on them. Never commit to them, to any answer. Keep holding your questions. Enjoy the process of not knowing. Enjoy and appreciate the fact that you don't know. Appreciate it. It is the very thing that keeps you going towards the knowing. It's like labor. Without the pains of labor, the woman would not have had this urge to push the baby out of her, because she wouldn't be in pain of not knowing, of, in this case, not knowing, and in our case, women's case, it's the excruciating pain of not knowing, of these contractions. The questions are like contractions. They are hard. It's hard not to know. I want to know, I want to get the answer, I don't have the answer. But without this encouragement, what would happen? You would be numb. The moment you relax these questions, it's like you relaxed a contraction, and the baby will not be born. You gave it so many medication, and so you don't feel the pain of the not knowing, and then you relax and everything is okay. But is there a baby in the room, something is crying, new life begins? No, it's still there, because you got back to sleep. So never, until the answer appears, never stop asking. It's the greatest thing you can do. Ask. Get an answer. Toy with an answer. Love the answer, hate the answer. Accept it as well as to the degree you can, and use these advices, or use things you can use. But keep on going until you find truly the meaning of what this thing is, which is you. So the moment you know, all the questions are answered. You don't need to ask again anything. There is not a single question in this state, not one.